welcome to On a Very Serious Note, where we ditch the BS and get real. I'm your host, Patrick, and we're diving deep into life's roller coaster. Career highs, messy relationships, wanderlust-inducing travels, and social issues that matter. Expect raw and filtered conversations and a whole lot of laughs. This ain't your average podcast, so buckle up and get ready to be challenged and entertained. Kaya tara na, usap tayo. Welcome back to On a Very Serious Note, where we uncover inspiring and beautiful personal stories. Today, we're thrilled to have Jason, a singer-songwriter who has found her voice and honed her talents through dedication and hard work. Jason, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. It's been a while that we've seen each other. I think the last time we saw each other was like last year in one of
Yes.
the events here in Cebu.
October.
October, yeah, that was like a yoga festival, right?
Yes.
But Jason is based in
Palawan.
Palawan Islands, the beautiful, majestic Palawan Islands.
Yes.
How is everything going in Palawan right now?
Right now it's sunny again, but it was raining for the past few weeks.
Hopefully, it will calm down as we progress through the Burr months. Notorious yung mga months na yan sa mga bagyo and all the
Habagat season.
yeah. And yes, can you please share a bit of who you are, your background, and of course your personal activities right now?
Okay. So, hello, I'm Jason Cruz. I'm a singer-songwriter from Puerto Princesa, Palawan. I didn't really study music formally. It started as a hobby, but I guess it started when I was in grade school kasi we would join like school choir, mga ganong extracurricular. Tapos, my friends and I would spend our time like writing songs. And there was a time, the first song that we ever wrote was when two of my friends, nag-away sila. Tapos sinulatan namin sila ng song. So,
That's funny. Really?
tas hanggang ngayon, alam pa din namin kung ano yung song na yun.
Really? Can you
Oo.
share what's the title of that song?
Wala siyang title. I don't know what the title is.
Maybe you should start producing that song.
And parang pag kinanta mo siya ngayon, na out of context, para siyang friend zone song. Pero noon, very wholesome kasi grade 5 or 6 kami noon. Tapos para siya magbati yung dalawang friends namin.
Okay. That's very interesting to know. So that was the first time you realized that music was more than just a hobby.
Noon, parang pastime lang siya. Pero parang high school and college, I was focused on swimming. Nawala yung music sa buhay ko. Parang after school, wala akong ibang ginagawa kundi mag-swimming. And then after college, saka bumalik yung music kasi nag-retire na ako from swimming. Tapos ang daming time na bakante. So parang, what do I do now?
Oh, okay. But music was already there. It's already in your heart.
Yes, kasi kahit sa family namin, we love doing videoke during gatherings.
Kasi naman yung karaoke at saka yung 'di ba yung pagkakanta, ano na yan sa atin as a Filipino parang innate gift natin yun. We're the singing capital in the world.
Yes.
Ika nga nila. But yeah, can you take us back? How did your family and community, nurture your musical interest? This is, I think you said back in college you started rolling back with music. But what was your aha moment during that time that I really wanted to do this? I think I should cultivate it more or something like that.
So yun, after college, I had a lot of free time. And then I saw this, I think I started with guitar. I bought a guitar. Tapos kapag free time ko, I would learn how to play. The first instrument that I learned how to play was actually a bandurria from grade five.
I don't know what that is. How does it look like?
I'll show you. Can I show you? I have one
Okay,
here.
for the sake of our listeners out there who doesn't see this, we'll describe this for you. But yes, I only have limited backgrounds with musical instruments. I remember back in high school, one of my classmates taught me how to do guitar. So I only learned four chords in the guitar strings. Oh,
Ayan. This
that's
is
it.
a
It
bandurria.
looks like a guitar pa rin.
Pero sobrang dami niyang strings.
Oh, it looks like sobrang dami nga. Like how many?
14.
So what makes it different with the usual guitar?
Well, sa guitar, you play chords, di ba?
Mm-mm.
Dito, when I learned how to play it, notes siya. So, tinuruan kami magbasa ng notes, tapos you just play it per note. And then
Okay.
yung way ng pag-play, hindi siya strum, you shake.
It parang ukulele or something? Ganun yung stroke niya?
Hindi, like, you shake with a pick.
Ah, okay. So you have to use the thing.
A pick.
How do you call it?
It's a pick.
Peak. Okay. Interesting. So usually saan ginagamit yung instrument na yan?
Merong group na tinatawag na rondalia.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Tapos, one of the instruments used there is a bandurria.
Got it. Ito yung mga ginagamit sa mga folk dancers.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Influence siya ng Spanish.
Got it. Well, so you mentioned that was the first instrument you used, and then you started composing songs from that instrument.
Ayun, sa school ko siya ginagamit pag may performance sa school, part ako ng rondalia.
Oh, nice. So you started playing instruments right after dedicating full time with composing musics or songs.
Yeah, after college, saka ko nabalik yung maybe I should try writing again. It started with one of my best friends. We formed a group kasi siya yung may band talaga. Tapos, kapag may gig sila, kaming mga friends niya would visit her sa gig. Tapos, we would jam sa gig niya. So, that kind of sparked my interest back into performing. Gusto niya pala nito. Tapos, at that time, I was teaching at the university here in Palawan. Tapos, my friend was still studying there. So, during our break, pag nagmamatch yung break namin, we would meet up. Tapos, we would play inside the car.
Ang saya. No? So, ilang kayo sa grupo ninyo during that time?
2 kami.
Okay. Wow. So, parang it was just out of fun or like just breaking the boredom outside of school, ACADS and all that. And then it eventually turned into something more serious, and you decided to really invest more in distributing music up until now. Now, can you please share what was your biggest challenge in, during those times as you try to explore or try to go back into creating music or songs? What was your biggest challenge? What was your roadblocks, if there were?
Ang dami.
Yeah, when you were starting.
When I was starting, I guess pinakamahirap would be, of course, financial. Kasi ang hirap mag-produce ng sarili mong album kung wala kang financial capacity. Pero we were able to do it independently. Doon namin nakita talaga yung support ng community. Dito sa Palawan, we held an EP launch. Tapos doon namin na-meet yung music community. Doon namin nakita yung mga family namin, friends namin na tuwang-tuwa sila na ginagawa namin yung ginagawa namin. So we were able to release our first EP independently.
Got it. Now, it's clear that the support from your family and the community itself played a pivotal role in nurturing your musical talent. Of course, that career spark. And your journey shows how, crucial early encouragement and inspiration are in recognizing and pursuing one's true talents or, calling, hindi naman yan magsisimula lang ng gusto mo lang, 'di ba? Well, it will start from gusto mo, pero it will flourish from the inspiration and encouragement from the community, lalo na 'pag
Yes.
nakikita mong nandiyan sila, pumapalakpak sila sa'yo,
Mm.
nakikinig sila, nanonood sila sa mga shows mo. Yun yung parang magiging ano mo, fuel mo, 'di ba? Yun yung
Yeah.
parang yung gusto kong ipagpatuloy 'to, gusto kong gawin ulit 'to, or gusto ko pang magkaroon ng iba pang opportunity to inspire others, to share my talents with
Yeah.
others. Wow, wow. Thank you for that. Now, as you delve deeper into music, how did it become a tool for self-discovery and personal growth?
Okay. Well, when I started doing my solo project, like releasing and as myself as a solo artist, nag-start siya na during the pandemic, during the lockdown. Tapos I just thought na maybe I should just try to just express myself kasi I'm not a very vocal person. Mahiyain, introvert, perfect combination. Hindi ka talaga magsalita. So I used songwriting na dun ko i-release yung hindi ko masabi, yung hindi ko ma-release na emotion. So talagang, yeah, it helped me know more about myself. It helped me release whatever I need to release that I wasn't able to release just by saying it.
Got it. Wow. I think it resonated to everyone, no, in the music industry. Most of the songs that these artists created really comes from their own personal triumphs or struggles, diba? And I think that's what the beauty of music is, or songwriting is. Especially if we lean towards the songs that are, that have cultural inspiration, or like yung mga kantang, alam mo yung mga kantang parang yung parang ethnic, yung parang they're OPM, but like they come from the inspiration of community.
Parang folk music.
Yeah, folk music. That I think that's the right term. I feel like, they lean towards cultural awareness or cultural inspiration. Although meron doon mga lines na medyo deep talaga, that resonates from personal stories. I think it also can be applied into other people's stories or inspiration, or like struggles or triumphs. I think that's what the beauty about your songs. I wish people could really listen to your song right now, but maybe later as we go towards the end of this interview, we will invite them. I'll give you a chance to invite them to listen to your song.
Okay.
But moving forward with our segment, as we delve into this topic, when did you start writing your own music? Yung parang full force ka na mag-create ng mga songs and music mo. What motivated you to do so, na ito na talaga, gagawin ko na to, bibigyan ko na to ng time?
I think yung pinaka turning point would be during the pandemic.
Okay.
The first song, parang when I was starting nung time na yon, I made it a point na I don't want to write hugot songs. Gusto ko yung kasi ang dami pang ibang emosyon maliban sa pagiging heartbroken. Ang dami-dami lang nagsusulat ng malungkot at hugot, di ba? So parang gusto ko pang mag-explore ng iba pang emosyon maliban sa ganon. Kasi with the duo that I had before, ganun kami nag-start, for hugot yung songs. So parang napagod na, nagsawa na ako. Ayoko nang humugot. Parang
ayaw mo nang umiyak or something.
Pwede namang umiyak, pero pwedeng hindi siya dahil sa heartbreak. Ibang dahilan.
Oo.
So,
yung parang iyak na masaya or inspired, yung parang ganun.
Well, yung first song na sinulat ko as me, it's called Sa Panaginip. Tapos it started with a thought na what if I can still talk to the people na wala na sa mundong to. Because I couldn't even sing that song because I cry when I sing the song. Kasi I think about my lola who took care of me when I was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
I think about my best friend who passed when we were like grade 1, like my first best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos yun, I couldn't even sing that song when I wrote it.
Your personal stories are the ones who motivated you in writing these songs. And it
Kasi,
was during the pandemic, and you were sharing that you were leaning towards a different kind of hugot
kasi
and not going in the mainstream like the usual hugots,
heartbreak
yeah,
and
heartbreaks and stuff like that. But I like that you also discovered, or you also tried to discover other concept or context of creating your own music.
ano,
And it clearly says that it has been a therapeutic outlet for you.
yeah.
Di ba? Sabi mo kanina na um, there was a time where you thought na one of the songs that you created is about what if I could talk to people who's no longer here
Kasi,
and express the true feeling or the words that we can't even say right now. Ang galing na, no? Yung parang um, ibang klaseng musika yun, pero it also can be relatable to almost everyone
mm,
to listen. And it connects with, others on a deeper level. And your songs are not just compositions, but they're actually reflections of, personal experiences and emotions, demonstrating the transformative power of music. And I think that's what I really, really like listening to right now. I still do listen to pop music, the ones that are very trendy, but iba yung catch o iba yung impact or yung dating ng mga music na ganyan. Yung parang,
kasi,
yung alam mo yung mga music ni Joey, ano ba
Ayala.
yun? Ayala, yeah. Yung mga ganong music, yung parang may deep cultural meaning and it embeds in the community's struggles and
Kasi,
triumphs, inspirations. Yun yung, I think dapat talagang bigyan ng time for listeners to invest on, to listen to. Yun yung parang dapat i-encourage pa sa mga artists natin ngayon, or like young artists like you na mag-produce ng mga ganong music, kasi bihira na lang natin yung maririnig ngayon, diba? At some
oo.
point.
Marami namang mga folk artists na talagang grabe yung lalim. But yung gusto kong i-share, I have songs na, di ba sabi mo, may mga words na ang lalim nila.
Mm-mm.
Actually, some of the words are not even from me. Kasi when I wrote the songs, yung songs na released ko na for my album, those are actually written on the spot when I was doing live streaming during the pandemic. That was my main content na I challenged myself na I want to write not just based on my own personal experiences, kasi sabi mo nga na, diba, usually songwriters, musicians, artists, doon sila humuhugot sa personal experience to be inspired. So yung question ko noon is, paano pag wala na akong experience? Wala na akong mahugot sa sarili kong experience?
Yeah.
I challenge myself na dapat matuto akong magsulat kahit hindi ako inspired. To put myself in others' shoes. Like, para ako mag-acting. What if ganito yung nangyayari sa buhay ko ngayon?
Oo, no. You're putting yourself into other people's shoes. You try to relate their experiences. Ano yung inspiration ng iba din. No, ang galing na, no? Hindi ko yun naisip. Pero I think magandang hugot yun, magandang hatak yun sa paggawa ng music. Kasi yun nga, it makes sense. Paano kung wala ka ng inspiration sa sarili mo, or you can't even look around and try to find meaning and, pieces of meaningful events or milestone in your life na hindi mo na ma-translate into music. So now you move into a different perspective, and I think it really works for creating beautiful music like what you've created.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tapos yun, aside from that challenge, ginawa ko pa siyang mas challenging kasi nga I did live streaming during the pandemic kasi walang gigs noon, di ba? So lahat tayo nasa loob lang ng bahay. Tapos I joined this live streaming app. Tapos yung viewers na manonood sa akin, hingi ako ng words sa kanila Tapos minsan 'pag malakas yung trip nila, magbibigay sila ng sobrang malalim na word, like kahit ako hindi ko alam yung ibig sabihin. Pero wala akong choice. That's the challenge that I did to myself.
Mhm.
So, ginampanan ko siya. So, kaya yan meron akong mga songs na minsan may German, may
Mhm.
Korean, may lechon, may samgyupsal, kasi sobrang lakas ng trip ng mga viewers ko. Pero itatawid ko naman at na-a-amaze sila na
Mm.
nagagawa ko siya. And yun, dun ko rin na-build yung community of supporters ko outside of Palawan kasi
Wow.
global yung audience nun, online.
Mhm.
Tapos
Yes.
sobrang natuwa sila na, "Wow, kaya niya talaga. Kaya niyang kahit anong ibato nating word sa kanya nagagawa niya." So, ayun, full support din sila talaga hanggang na-reach ko na almost 100 songs na sinulat
Wow,
ko, puro gano'n, on the spot.
really? At may ano pa yun, may accompaniment pa yun ng tugtog.
Oo, live siya, guitar.
Wow! Paano mo yun nagagawa?
Hindi ko rin alam kung paano ko
You should start writing, on a very serious note, you should start writing and finishing all those songs, ha? Baka singilin ka ng mga fans mo.
nalabas ko na yung first album, so masaya sila na
Oh,
naging
that's
gano'n na
so
yung
nice.
kinalabasan.
But I think what's very important there is, alam natin ang sobrang hirap ng pandemic, but your online presence there as an artist also allowed people to draw positivity,
Mm.
you know? Hindi siguro yan nakikita ng marami, pero ang dami-dami-daming artists na na-ignore, yung parang hindi nabigyan ng sobrang pansin during the pandemic kasi they thought it was just like for fun. Pero ang galing-galing ng mga ginawa ng mga artists, not
Mm.
just with songwriters or singers like you, but with artists like, mga drag queens,
Mm.
yung mga nagpi-paint, 'di ba?
Mm.
Lahat na yung ginawa yan during ng pandemic, and it makes people sane.
Yes.
And we salute like all of you guys, the artists out there na who's listening this podcast right now, na hindi nabigyan ng gano'ng appreciation. Kasi sobrang laki ng impact na dinala nung mga contents na yon during the pandemic.
Yes, yun.
Little they know that they also inspired a lot of people to hone their own talents, or to start building their own talents and their creatives. Ang
Mm.
daming na ano, ang daming naging pandemic creatives during the
Yes.
nabigyan ng opportunity, or parang na-spark yung, I think that was the main reason. For me, yun yung naging isa sa mga reason, not if not isa, but main reason kung bakit pinagdaanan natin yung pandemic na yon. Kasi it also allowed us to pause and to appreciate what we have, like what others have, and was able to share within the community. No? Ang galing, ang galing. And you were able to build that community yourself. Hanggang ngayon, andyan pa rin yung community na yan na sumusuporta sa mga music mo.
Iba't ibang bansa sila, we still like have connections. So we would say, kasi naging friends ko na sila eh. So sa social media, I would see their stories. Oh, how are you? They're back to work.
Ang galing. Was there any collaboration then at some point?
Actually, the biggest blessing na nangyari nun is that's sa live streaming face ko. Doon ko na-meet yung partner ko, producer,
Ah,
who's
wow.
co-producing my album.
Wow, that's so nice.
Tapos, doon pa siya sa LA. Tas I'm here
Mhm.
in Palawan. So, through that live streaming app, we were able to connect. Tapos ngayon, yung mga music namin, we were able to share kahit outside of the Philippines because we already played in Japan, sharing our
Wow,
own music. So talagang,
ang galing. That was also one of the breakthrough, I guess. Not
mhm,
I guess, I believe that was a gift sent to you. It aligned to you talaga na ma-meet mo siya. Help you produce your music. Kasi parang, di ba, who would expect? Diyan mo pa ma-meet yung, not just a partner, but yung, co-producer or like the producer
Yes.
himself to help you leverage your music career. Ang galing!
Unbelievable.
I also want to deep dive into the genre of your music. I know we mentioned folklore or like a folk song or folk music kind of genre, but can you share a bit of the description or how you describe your music?
Think yan din yung challenge ko kasi I don't want to be confined into one genre. Pero usually when people ask, I would just say mainly folk kasi I like storytelling sa songs ko. But if you listen to the album, the first album, it's called Liwanag Dilim, and it's yun nga, it's part of the songs that I wrote on the spot. Yung time na yon, when I was writing on my live stream, I wasn't thinking of one specific genre kasi gusto kong matutunan how to write in different genre or like how I would interpret. Kunyari, if I think about, gusto ko siyang magtunog reggae-ish. Hindi naman ako super reggae artist. I don't know how reggae works. Pero this is my interpretation of reggae. So yung songs sa album, hindi siya necessarily one genre lang.
But the album that you have right now, the one with Umaga, it sounds to me like a folklore, right?
Well, yung Umaga, yeah. The first two, Atin ang Sandali and Umaga, is part of Liwanag. Yung other side nun is Dilim. So if you listen to Dilim, meron dyong medyo heavy. Meron ngang rock-ish doon eh.
Yeah. I remember. I can't just recall the lyrics, but I remember there were like several tunes. So it's a variety of genre pala.
I guess yung genre nung song ay based sa emotion na gusto naming i-portray. So like, kunyari nga, there's the song sa Dilim called Talipandas. Tapos when I was trying to explain it kay Neil, the producer, sabi ko, the main emotion of the song is anger. So I want it to sound angry. Anong tunog ng angry? Very electric na.
Yeah.
Kaya ganun yung tunog niya.
With a bit of modulation, di ba? Yung parang pasigaw-sigaw or something.
Tapos Umaga naman, sabi ko, kasi hindi naman ako very technical. Wala akong formal background sa music. So the way we work, I would give him keywords. Na, yun, example, Umaga. When if I would describe Umaga, for me, it feels like sunrise. May birds, parang bagong gising ka. Well, the theme of the album is the title. It's called Liwanag Dilim. And ayun, it talks about the different kinds of liwanag dilim that we go through in our life. And dapat, life is not all liwanag. It's not all dilim. It's a balance of both.
Got it. Wow. Ang galing. Ang galing nga ng pagka-conceptualize ng dalawang album na yun. So yeah. Now, looking into the importance of defining these genres, what's next? What's your inspiration?
Well, kasi yung supporters who've been supporting me since like my live streaming days, they know that I have 100 songs in my bank. So that's like 10 albums agad nakapila. It's just depende na lang sa akin kung ano yung gusto kong ilabas na next. But I haven't said anything kung ano yung gusto kong ilabas na sunod. Kasi I always tell them before na ayoko silang mag-expect. So, minsan bigla na lang ako mag-drop here. Para wala kang expectations, drop this. Pero currently, aside from those 100 songs na nakasulat na, syempre, I'm also still writing, and we're also exploring other ways to write na, like this recent project that I have, songwriting competition nung festival dito sa Palawan. I tried to write a more pop kind of song, na Bini-inspired song, na that's very out of my comfort zone because yun nga, very folk-ish yung vibe ko, storytelling. Very pop, P-pop is a whole different genre na you have to be simple pero dapat mag-stick yung
Mhm.
rhythm and dapat danceable siya.
Oh, got it. So that you look into your next music as more of upbeat.
That's one path. Basically, I'm still exploring a lot of paths in terms of my sound. Kasi ayoko din talagang makulong lang sa isang tunog. Ang dami ko pang gustong i-explore. Aside from using guitar, I want to learn how to play other instruments kasi iba din yung natitrigger na klase ng creativity kapag iba yung hawak mong instrument.
So you also want to open opportunity like exploring other instruments like piano probably. Ah, nice.
Mhm.
But now you're only leaning towards acoustics.
Ngayon, ayan, kita mo naman, puro gitara yung nasa likod
Ang
ko.
daming guitars nga eh.
Oo.
Pero ang galing din no na parang suspended yung instruments or yung medium of instruments that you're using for one specific album and like concept, and then probably in the next album that you're launching you're now revealing a different kind of instrument for people to taste. So parang, wow, this is new. Yung parang it gives him thrill. At the same time, it gives him a bit of a surprise. Parang ang galing nung approach na yan.
Actually, even kapag nagsusulat kami ni Neil together, kasi Neil is more electronic yung kanyang main tools. So, he makes beats. Parang, I don't know how to describe din yung sound niya. But he makes beats. Tapos I would write to his beats. Iba din yung tunog na yon. Na pag pinakinggan mo siya, sobrang layo niya sa tunog ko sa album. So that's also another path.
Got it. So how do you see yourself as an artist? Like, considering all these transitions and, music evolution that you plan ahead, that you look forward, how do you see yourself as an artist in the future?
Future.
In the near future.
I think yung pinakamahalaga pa rin sa akin is yung freedom as an artist, na I really enjoy being an independent artist kasi we were signed before sa label. Ngayon, independent is ibang klase siya kasi ako lahat eh. Hindi lang yung music. Yes, the talent is there, the music is there, pero that's not the only work, or that's not the only thing that you have to do as an independent artist. You have to know how to market yourself, how to package yourself, how to package the release para makarating siya dun sa mga taong gusto mong maabot ng music na yun.
Yung reach mo, no?
So, I see myself na magtatagal pa ako as an independent artist kasi I love the freedom na I can just do whatever I want. Yun nga, kapag bored ako, sige, drop tayo ng album bukas agad.
Ang galing nga nun, diba? I think the ability to be able to be flexible with your space, with your time, overall the freedom that
Yes.
you can express as an independent artist. Parang ang lawak din ng makukuha mong reach pag ganon. And of course, are you working on any specific projects or collaboration at the moment?
Oo naman. Well, yung project ko mismo is already a collaboration with my co-producer. Other collaborations, I'm still open and interested sa kung ano man yung darating na opportunities.
Now, I wanted to ask this one very specific question. How do you see yourself as a music inspiration to others? What can you say to people out there who is trying to still find their talent, their passion in line with music? What piece of advice can you give to anyone who's listening right now?
Ang masasabi ko ay dapat alam nyo kung ano yung bakit nyo. You have to know your why. Kasi bakit mo ginagawa yan? Para ba sa sarili mo? Para mag-impress ng ibang tao? Para sa family? Para kanino? Para saan? Bakit? Kasi pag hindi mo na-establish yung reason na yun, wala kang stable foundation. Ayun yung pinakamahalaga sa lahat. 'Di ba? Pag nagtatayo tayo ng bahay, dapat stable yung foundation. Pag wala kang ganong foundation, magka-crumble lang yung lahat ng binild mo. So I think that's the very first thing. Hindi lang siya sa music. Sa buhay din. Why? Yun nga di bang ang question. Para kanina ka bumabangon. Para saan yung ginagawa mo sa araw-araw?
Wow. I really like that. I'm also a firm believer of the power of why.
Ayun.
When you have the core of going back to your whys every time you hit that roadblock, it keeps you grounded. It keeps you on track. It keeps your eyes laser focused sa goal mo, and it pushes you forward to do more, to inspire yourself more. I think we can
Yes.
all relate to that, right? Can you share a line, just one line about why or about bakit?
Pero yung gusto kong i-share na line kasi ito yung ayoko sabihin pinaka-favorite kasi baka magselos yung iba kong songs. Pero isa to sa talagang parang life-changing na lines na nasulat ko. It's from my song called Mula sa Dilim. And this is the song that I see as a bridge. Diba? The album's called Liwanag Dilim. Mayroon siyang dalawang slash in between, which symbolizes a bridge. Tapos this song is called Mula sa Dilim kasi pupunta na tayong liwanag. And the line there is, na pag-ibig ang tulay patungong liwanag mula sa dilim. And the main point that I want to share is kahit gaano kahirap, kahit gaano kalaki yung kabigat yung struggles natin sa buhay, huwag natin i-close yung heart natin. Like, dapat maging loving pa rin tayo, maging open pa rin tayo. Kasi yun yung magpapaliwanag sa buhay natin.
Wow, I like that. Thank you so much, Jason, for that wonderful and heartfelt story.
Thank you.
Your journey of musical self-discovery is truly inspiring. Personally for me kasi narinig ko mismo live yung music mo nung nandun tayo dun sa isang event. And I really feel like there is power in your songs. It can resonate to everyone who's listening through your music. And I think you can do more, It is a powerful reminder of how your music can touch other people's lives in a profound ways, and make it as an anchor, not just with Jason, but of course with anyone who's listening right now. Make it as an anchor that if you really wanted to do something that you love and you think could resonate to inspire others, then do it.
Mhm.
Don't hold yourself. It may not be easy, but by just getting started, ika nga ka ni Jason, di ba? It all started when their friends had quarrel.
Oo.
They started creating music para magkabati sila. Yung mga ganong simpleng bagay, biglang naging malaking inspiration. Ano yun eh, parang seed na nagtanim
Mhm.
at biglang tumubo at nagbunga ng magagandang bunga. So I think it can also be applicable to our lives, be it music, arts, creative writing, film, or any form of creatives that other people wanted to pursue. You see, if you just find that spark and you start to fuel that spark with support from the community, the inspiration you have with friends and families and loved ones, it can really go to a lot of places.
Mhm.
I think that's on a very serious note. Our story teaches us the importance of staying true to our passions and the impact of community in nurturing our talents.
Yeah.
Yun. Now, Jason, we wish you all the best as you continue to create and share your music with the world. Ang dami-dami mo pang matatouch na hearts for sure.
Thank you. Tuloy lang.
Can you invite our listeners here? What's your current album and how they can follow you or find you online?
Okay.
Please.
Ayan. To everyone who's listening, if you're curious, you can listen to my songs. It's available on all digital streaming platforms. My latest release is Liwanag, the Liwanag side of my album Liwanag Dilim, and it's available on Spotify, YouTube, etc. Just search for my name, JAYCEN space CRUZ.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jason, for being here.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you so much for gracing your time. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to this very, very wonderful episode of On a Very Serious Note. Be sure to stream this episode, follow us for more inspiring stories, and share it with your friends and family. We'll be back next time with another inspiring story. Until then, keep discovering and supporting that passion that moves you.
Paano bang maging masaya? Paano pag wala ng dahilan para tumawa? Nawawalan na ng pag-asa. Hinahanap ang hindi pag-isip sa umaga. Kinakausap ang sarili sa